we can turn loose a little bit this show. And I just got to tell you, last week I fucked these 5 chicks.
Yes.
Not really, the bitch was schizophrenic. That's not the point. The point is I was under a lot of pressure because I knew if I was good in bed, she had a lot of friends. So I know the first thing you notice right off the bat is the voice. I got to tell you, it's rough having a voice like this. It all started when I was born a little premature. My lungs weren't fully developed. Doctor told the nurse, get some oxygen. Bitch brought back helium. Guys, you know how when you get hit in the nuts, your voice goes up? Imagine starting with your voice already up. Yeah, I think when I was little, I got hit in the nuts. One of my nuts still lodged in my vocal cords. Funny thing is, if I get hit in the nuts, my voice will still go higher. Yeah, if I get hit in the nuts, I can communicate with dolphins. I got kicked in the nuts last week. I'm bent over screaming as loud as I could. It sounded like this. My dog looks up and says, can you keep it down? I'm taking a nap. I said, show some sympathy. I just got hit in the nuts. He says, sympathy is just like nuts. And thanks to you, I have neither. It's good clean humor right there. How y'all doing tonight? I got ran over on my motorcycle last year. A paramedic shows up, says, how you doing? I said, I'm fine. Looks at his partner, says, get some oxygen. He's having a hard time breathing. I said, no, this is my real voice. He looks at his partner again, says, call it shrink too. He's delusional. Took me to the hospital. I'm pissed off at them too. Tried to make a woman out of me. Made me wear that funny little dress. Gave me an IUD. First time I ever told that joke, this drunk comes up after the show. He says, you know, it's called an IV. I said, thanks, Brainiac. You know, when I first got hit on my motorcycle, I didn't realize motorcycles were such chick magnets. Nothing gets sympathy like a neck brace and body cast. Seriously. So enough of that shit. I see a lot of old people here tonight. Don't get mad, I'm just the messenger. I know old when I see it, man. I was in the men's room a little while ago. Saw old in the mirror. Let me tell you something. I remember 50 like it was just 5 years ago. Getting old sucks, doesn't it? Son of a bitch. What happens when you turn 50? You know what happens when you turn 50? About 2 weeks before your birthday, you get that invitation from the AARP. Wait a minute. I've made it 49 years in 50 weeks. And you're not confident I can make it 2 more? You greedy bastards. But you go ahead and get that AARP card. That AARP card is a license to complain, am I right? And complain you do, because the older you get, the more little shit starts to bother you. Now, I'm in the supermarket the other day, this lady stopped her cart right in the middle of the aisle! Now, when I was 49, I wouldn't have even noticed. Once I turned 50, it pissed me off. I let the air out of her tires. And if you're paying attention, you know there's no air in shopping cart tires. That's right, damn it. I let the air out of her walker. And then I stole her tennis balls. I ain't fucking around, man. Getting old sucks. I had to update my beneficiary list. I got 21 kids on my beneficiary list. 21 kids, I gotta pay attention. Because if I live right, when I die, they'll each get $1.38. 21 of them, man. But you know what else happens when you turn 50? You got to go in for that first ever colonoscopy. Oh yeah, you hear how quiet it got? Gets real quiet when you say colonoscopy. Colonoscopy is the only word in the English dictionary that when said out loud can suck so much air out of the room that it can cause you to faint. Seriously, if this wasn't an outdoor show, we'd all be passed out right now. Colonoscopies suck, right? I'm telling you. Let me tell you how my colonoscopy went. All right, I got there a little bit early, and I see the guy before me wheeled out right in front of me. Right? And I saw his face. And they take him in the other room, and he lets out the longest fart you've ever heard. And I'm not talking 3 or 4 seconds. I'm talking a minute, maybe a minute and a half. Longest fart you've ever heard. My wife's like, yeah, no kidding. They fill your stomach up with air. I'm like, that's not the point. I saw his face. I can see this guy walking down the street tomorrow, and I'd be like, fucker, you owe me an apology. Seriously. What comes before the colonoscopy? You gotta go in. Us guys, I know you women don't sympathize, because you've had your legs in the stirrups since you were 12. But at 50, we gotta go in for that colonoscopy. I never had a colonoscopy before. I don't know how this works, right? Do I bend over the chair? Do I bend over the bed? Do I bend over his lap? How's this thing work? Let me tell you how my colonoscopy went. This guy lubed up his glove, and I kept on talking. I talked like I'm doing right now, for as long as I could, as fast as I could. I just kept on talking. I talked so long, his finger dried out. He lubed it up again. My wife's like, dude, why didn't you just bend over? I said, I didn't want to appear too eager. Telling you, it sucks, man. Getting old sucks, man. I'm talking to this woman the other day. She's clearly getting old. She's tired of men. She says she's so disillusioned with men, she's thinking about going with women. I said, as a heterosexual male, I'm a little bit disappointed. But if you weren't my mom, I'd ask if I could watch. Got really quiet this time, didn't it? I like telling jokes about my mom because, quite frankly, I just lost my mom to Alzheimer's. Yeah, she didn't die. She just went on a walk, and I had to get to this show. Alzheimer's sucks. My favorite part about Alzheimer's is visiting my mom in the home, right? Because as you start to go, as you start to go nonverbal, you still throw out occasional phrases, right? Like shit you'll see on television on a commercial or something. I'm visiting my mom recently, and she's like, "But wait, there's more." Because that's what the commercial was, right? But this is kind of sad. But she ate part of her finger, and I'm like, "Mom, why would you do that?" And she just yells out, "Tastes like chicken." She's a character, that's all I'm saying. Full on Alzheimer's and still got a sense of humor. Seriously. She called me up the other day. She says, "Hey, if I die tomorrow, will you bury me next to your dad?" I'm like, "Ma, I ain't gonna do that." And she gets visibly upset. And she says, "Is it because we divorced in 75? I said, "No, Mom, that's not it." She's still upset. She says, "Is it because I married somebody else?" I said, "Mom, that's not it." She starts crying. She says, "Why won't you bury me next to your dad?" I said, "Because he's in the kitchen cooking dinner." Yeah, it's a true story, man. My mom had a great sense of humor as long as it wasn't about her, right? Like, here's my mom's least favorite joke of all time. People think that just because I grew up hungry that I grew up poor. That's not the case. She says, if you had to eat my mom's cooking, you'd have chose to go hungry too. I don't care if you laugh or not, that's my homage to my mom. Fuck it, man. So, in my family, my sister got all the looks, as you could probably guess. My sister got all the looks. By the time I was born, there was absolutely nothing left. You know what I got? I got a birthmark. Yeah, and it's in the shape of a note from God. All it says is, "Sorry, God." That's what I got stuck with. Yeah. Oh, well. So real quickly, we're having a lot of fun tonight. Before I get out of here, let's get to know the audience a little bit, shall we? Anybody here currently on or ever been on death row? Just checking. Anybody besides me ever feed dog food to their stepdad? Because that was one ass beating, it was worth it. Here's one for you. Ever get so stoned you snuck into a free concert? Takes a while for the stoner. You ever get so stoned that you actually encouraged a dog to hump your leg? You ever date someone your parents like more than they like you? Yes. Yeah, my last girlfriend dumped me. My parents called so they'd appreciate it if I didn't come around anymore. Here's one for the ladies. You ever stick Viagra in your man's coffee? Right before he goes to the doctor for a physical? I'll apologize in advance for all the guys that's about to happen to. I'm going to get out of here. I'll leave you with some drinking jokes. I think I got one for everybody here. You ever get drunk, go home with someone ugly? There's always one. You ever get drunk, go home with someone ugly? Next morning you wake up, roll over, they're so ugly, you scream. Then you wake up a little bit more and realize that's a mirror. You ever get drunk, go into the men's room, accidentally put your pecker away before you peed? Right here, buddy, you ever get drunk, think you were cool because you're the only one in the strip club with one of those headlamps? You ever get drunk in a parked car and there's people watching so you have to leave a note? And a note just says, "Sorry." All right. You ever get drunk, suck a titty so hard? Nah, yeah. You ever get drunk, sucking titty so hard, end up with a nipple hanging out your nose? All right, ma'am, right here. You ever get drunk? Shit your pants. You ever get drunk? You ever get drunk, blow your nose so hard you didn't have to shit for a week? Just checking. All right, I'll get out of here. What the hell should... Oh, Lord, I don't know what to leave you with after that. How about, let's just make sure there was something I didn't want to do. I'm just going to, a simple little joke. It's not even a dirty joke, for goodness sake.